Hello there. It's currently the 17th, and we're gonna continue the day's reading. A few days behind because of the Sabbath, so we got Sunday and Monday to go after. Today's the 15th, and our daily reading from the World War II book today, Acts 22:30, and it's gonna go through Acts 23 1 through 10. Okay. 30. However, the next day, since he wanted to know the specific charge the Judeans were bringing against him, he released him and ordered the head of Kohanim and the whole Sanhedrin to meet, and he brought Saul down to put him in front of them. Saul looked straight at them and said, "Brother, I have been discharged my obligations to God with a perfect clear conscience right up until today." But the Kohen Haggadol Hananiah ordered those standing near me to strike him on the mouth. Then Shaul said to him, "God will strike you. With whitewashed wall you will sit there judging me according to the Torah, yet in violence of the Torah ordered me to be struck." The men nearby said, "This is the Kohen Haggadol of God that you were insulting?" Saul said, "I didn't know, brothers. But he was the Kohen Haggadol, for it says in the Torah, 'You are not to speak disparagingly of a ruler of your people.'" But knowing that one part of the Sanhedrin consisted of Tzdukim and the other of Perushim, Saul shouted, "Brothers, I am a Parush, and the son of Perushim, and it is considering the hope of the resurrection of the dead that I am being tried." When he said this, an argument arose between the Perushim and the Tzdukim, and the crowd was divided. For the Tzdukim denied the resurrection and the existence of angels and spirits, wherein the Perushim acknowledged both, so that there was a great uproar with some of the Torah teachers who were on the side of the Perushim standing up and joining in. "We don't find anything wrong with this man, and if the spirit or an angel spoke to him, what of it?" The dispute became so violent that the commander, fearing that Shaul would be torn apart by them, ordered the soldiers to go down, take him by force, and bring him back to the barracks. The following night the Lord stood by him and said, "Take courage, for just as you have borne a faithful witness to me in Jerusalem, so now you must bear witness in Rome." The next day some of the Judeans formed a conspiracy. They took an oath, saying they would neither eat nor drink until they had killed Shaul. More than 40 were involved in this plot. They went to the head Kohen and the elders and said, "We have bounded ourselves by an oath to taste no food until we have killed Shaul. What you are to do is to make it appear to the commander that you and the Sanhedrians want to get more accurate information about Shaul's case, so that he will bring him down to you, while we, for our part, are prepared to kill him before he gets there." But the son of Shaul's sister got wind and planned an ambush, and he went into the barracks and told Shaul. Shaul called one of the officers and said, "Take this man to the commander. He has something to tell him." So he took him and he brought him to the commander and said, "The prisoner Shaul called me and asked me to bring this young man to you because he has something to tell you." The commander took him by the hand, led him aside privately, and asked, "What is it you have to tell me?" He said, "The Judeans have agreed to ask you tomorrow to bring Shaul down to the Sanhedrin on the next pretext, and they want to investigate his case more thoroughly. But don't let yourself be talked into it, because more than 40 men are lying in wait for him. They have taken an oath neither to eat nor to drink until they kill him, and they have ready now, only waiting for you to give your consent to their respect." Number 22. The commander let the young man go, cautioning him, "Don't tell anyone that you reported this to me." Then he summoned two of the captains and said, "Get 200 infantry soldiers ready to leave for Irvine at 9 o'clock tonight, and 70 mounted cavalry and 200 spearmen also provided. Replacement of Shaul's horse when it gets tired, and bring him through safely to Felix the governor." So July 15th, we read a good conscience, and from the New Testament, from this 1941 Bible handbook, in righteous indignation and those fighting against God. So we read through, and even through July 16th, Acts 23 through 11:24, and we ended up on the 25th, and the commander wrote the following letter from Caludus Lysias to His Excellence Governor Felix. Greetings. Okay, so the conspiracy to kill Paul. Conspiracy is discovered, and this is the conspiracy, and Paul saved from their rash oath. Okay, so we saw what happened, and Paul accused of sedition on July 17th, Acts 24:16. This should have been read earlier, but we'll read this now. Acts 24:1-16. Just in case we want to read the letter, it says, "This man was seized by the Judeans and was about to be killed by them, when I came on the scene with my troops and rescued him. After learning that he was a Roman citizen, I wanted to understand exactly what they were charging him with, so I brought him down to their Sanhedrin. I found that he was charged in connection with question of their Torah, but that there was no charge deserving death nor prison. But when I was informed of a plot against the man, I immediately sent him to you, and also ordered his accusers to state their case against him before you." So we're going to read on Paul's accused of sedition, Acts 24:1-16. And that's what we have here on this handbook, 1-16. It's all there. So 24. After 5 days of Kohen Haggadol, Hananiah came down with some elders and a lawyer named Tertullus, and they presented their case against Shaul to the governor. Shaul was caught up, and Tertullus began to make the charges. "Felix, your excellency, it is because of you that we enjoy unbroken peace, and it is your foresight that has brought to this nation so many reforms in so many areas. It is with the uttermost gratitude that we receive this. But in order to take up too much of your time, I beg your indulgence to give us a brief hearing. We have found this man a pest. He is an agitator among all the Jews throughout the world, and a ringleader of the sect of the Naziratim. He even tried to profane the temple, but we arrested him. By questioning this man yourself, you will be able to learn all about the things of which we are accusing him. Judeans also joined in the accusations of the alleged that these were the facts. When the governor motioned for Saul to speak, he replied, I know that you have been judged over this nation for a number of years, so I am glad to make a defense. As you can verify for yourself, it has not been more than 12 days since I up to worship in Jerusalem, and neither in the temple nor in the synagogues nor anywhere else in the city did they find me either arguing with anyone or collecting a crowd, nor can they give proof of things of which they are accusing me. But this I do admit to you, I worship the God of our fathers, in accordance with the way which they call a sect. I continue to believe everything that accords with the Torah and everything written in the prophets, and I continue to have a hope in God, which they too accept, that there will be a resurrection of both the righteous and the unrighteous. Indeed, it is because of this that I make a point of always having a clear conscience in the sight of both God and man. And that's where we should all be defending our lives in the doctrine. So if you guys are ready to anybody over listening, I'm here at 7-Eleven recording live, and they got a Black Ops World War II going, so we'll end up with World War II and prepare ourselves for uh, our beliefs and hopes. Thank God and God bless. I'm signing off. Amen.